What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you continuously watch this channel. I appreciate the support, so I just want to say thanks in advance. And today we're going to be talking about pocket pistols. Now, not your average pocket pistol that is a super small, tiny, thin, compact. Tends to be a .380 pocket pistol that's very easy to fit in your pocket. Today we're going to be talking a little step up from there. Basically single stacks. In one case, it's going to be a double stack, but pistols small enough that with the right pants, with the right pocket holster, with the right setup, you can very easily pocket carry and get much more power out of it. About the same capacity, but more power. And let's get into that. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe. Tell me, do you guys pocket carry? Do you guys stick to only 9mm and .380, or do you guys like bigger rounds for certain occasions, like going into the woods or certain areas you have to go and stuff like that? Or do you guys carry a backup firearm? Do you carry something with a little bit more firepower, so if that main firearm, for some reason is out of the fight due to grappling or a wrestling match, you do have something on your ankle or in your pocket or something ready to go that basically has a one-shot stopping power effect to it? Just let me know in the comments. And first, before we get started as well, I'm going to mention these holsters up here. So I made a video, one of my most popular videos ever, which I appreciate you guys for running the numbers up on that, was me talking about firearms that I really liked but got rid of them. And one of them was the XDS 9, the single stack, the one chamber 9mm. And I had that, but because of where I was at in life, I got rid of it and sold it to get a better firearm, or a firearm that had more height behind it. And then it became one of those firearms that I actually really missed because I shot it really well. I really liked it. The ergonomics were just on point. And it was just, I was at a point in my life where I had, if I wanted to upgrade in firearms or get a different firearm, I had to get rid of that firearm. Now I'm at a point where I do not get rid of firearms, no matter what. If they're lemons, I will do whatever it takes to get them fixed, and so on. But as you can see, like I said in that video, I came back around. Although this time I came back for the XDS in 45 ACP. So this is my newest handgun, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's been 100% reliable. I've only shot two different kinds of hollow points out of it, but they're the only hollow points I'm going to be carrying. Some HSTs, and on top of that, Underwood Extreme Defenders, and then just some ball ammo, I think from Ammo Inc., and they've all been solid. But anyways, pocket pistols. There's many reasons I like them. One is they're small, so you can do basically any activity while still carrying, and that is the biggest thing. I don't care what firearm you carry. I don't care if you carry a 5-shot revolver. I don't care what it is, as long as you're carrying. As long as there's another good guy out there, another person on my side or your side, that's out there carrying, just ready to protect people, but at the same time just willing to do whatever it takes to make it home in a legal fashion. Make it home to your kids, protect others' kids, and protect other people who may not exercise their Second Amendment right simply because they're misguided or misled. But anyways, holsters. People always ask about holsters, so I was going to talk about just the holsters in the videos that you see in this video real quick, then we'll get into the firearms. Remember when I said that I used to have the XDS? Like 2 years ago or whatever it was, 2.5 years ago? Well, here's proof. I didn't even have to order a new holster. I had my old XDS holster laying around still, so I have like 3 or 4 holsters, and what's awesome about that is the 45 fits perfectly in it. So I have a V2 holster from Blacksmith Tactical. This is my favorite holster for everything. So gym shorts, sweatpants, bathing suits, snow pants, khakis, literally anything. You do not need a belt to carry with these double discrete carry clips. And on top of that, look at the angle. See how they're different shapes? Think about how your body's shaped. Your stomach curves sort of like this. So this firearm goes with the contour and the shape of your stomach. Therefore, these holsters make concealing your firearm so much easier. Nothing extra needed to them. They're just placed in a perfect spot, these clips. On top of that, I have the claw. The claw is also to help with movement and keeping that firearm in place and where it needs to be. And for when you go grab that draw, it is just an easy, clean, straightforward draw. Now, as you know, what I carry when I'm not pocket carrying, so I pocket carry my shield at work, but the second I get my work van, I go right back to appendix carry. And obviously, I tuck my seatbelt behind my holster, and I have my firearm showing while driving, because no one else can see it while I'm driving, but yet I can easily access it if I have to. So that's the same exact holster, and you can use code SPN for 10% off holsters like that at Blacksmith Tactical. Those are the V2 holsters with double discrete carry clips. Trust me. Buy once, cry once. Those are the holsters you'll love. Also, this is the beltless IWB. I love this for stuff like this SIG P365 right here. Gym shorts, sweatpants, once again, uses an Alta clip. It can clip onto anything. Love this pattern. I believe it's the Buffalo Plaid or whatever. And once again, 10% off. Use code SPN at blacksmithtactical.com. You will not be disappointed. And the last holster in the setup, then we'll get into the firearms, is for my Ruger LCP Max. This is the stash holster from Hog Holsters. Once again, code SPN for 10% off. And that's a push-off tab. So in your pocket, you literally just press off, and it shoots that holster right off your firearm for a quick and easy draw. I also have ankle holsters, which I don't use that much. It's mainly for a backup. I'll pocket carry, or sometimes as my main, I am pocket carrying as well. But we're going to talk about a bunch of different ones right here. A lot of people like the Ruger LCP Max simply because you get 10 plus 1 of 380 in the setup, or 12 plus 1 with just the mag that goes down to there. Unbelievable capacity, but once again, it is 380. I think 380 is effective to a certain degree, but in wintertime, that's where I sort of try to stay away from 380 simply because of where I live. People are wearing heavy jackets, coats, snow pants, Carhartt bibs, layers, and all sorts of stuff. And sometimes 380 just out of short barrels doesn't expand the way it should. So once again, carry extreme Defenders by Underwood, solid projectiles in 380 that are faster rounds, and they tend to do the job. But in winter, I try to stay away from 380. But that is an actual pocket pistol right here. We're not going to be talking about that, but we will be comparing sizes. Now this right here is you could pocket carry this. This is a P365, although this is also in 380. This can fit in your pocket very easily with a pocket holster. Once again though, it is 380. So if you're looking for something more powerful, pocket oriented than 380, I got some awesome options for you. And they're all great and they've all been 100% reliable. So if you want to go one step up to 9mm, a great pocket carry option. Oh yeah, another thing I want to say about the actual pocket pistols, like the LCPs, LCP2s, LCP Max, the Bodyguard, stuff like that, they tend to be made more cheap. That's why they are so cheap. And you can just tell in a lot of areas, and you've also heard the stories of people's issues and reliability issues and function issues with the actual pocket pistols themselves, just because they tend to be made cheaper. And when you pocket carry, your pistol goes through a lot more than appendix carry or 3 o'clock or whatever the case may be, simply because of stuff collecting into a corridor where it can't escape. Sawdust, glue, primer, dust. It falls in your pocket and can't get out. That's just how it is. So I don't like having a super cheap firearm in situations like that. That's why you'll never see me carry an LCP or anything like that at work. So if you want to step up from there, we got a 9mm. And yes, this is single stack. And yes, it is not as small as this LCP Max is. It's a little bigger, but at the same time, now you're at 9mm. You also have a longer barrel. I believe it's a 3.3 inch barrel, I want to say. So if you look at the barrel length difference, you also are getting the extra barrel length for accuracy and speed right out of the barrel. And this is going to be a 7+1 setup with this flush mag, and it's a CZ. I've seen these going for $229, but the thing is, with CZs, they are not cutting corners. They are not making cheap pocket pistols like the LCPs and stuff. Even though I love my LCPs, compared to the CZ, they feel like garbage. This CZ is made just like any other CZ, made really well, and this one was designed specifically around pocket carry. That's why there is no slide stop or slide release. That's why it's snag free. And that's also why the trigger is heavier. Now, it's not a trigger that's like the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard that's like 10 or 12 pounds. No, it's like a 7.5 pound trigger. It's just not what you're used to on a CZ pistol. That's all. It's still a great trigger. So if you want to jump up from 380 in a pocket pistol that's still affordable, the CZ P10M is an awesome shooter, and it handles recoil like an absolute champ. I would say the recoil shooting this P10M feels like shooting this 380 out of this thing. I kid you not. The slide is a good weight on the CZ, and it really handles that recoil well. So if you're looking for a 9mm pocket pistol, this is a great way to go. Plus, you're going to have more room on that grip for your hand in general. You're going to be able to get a better purchase on that hand, just in general and overall. And this one does have a rail if interested. And another big thing on these pocket pistols, which another reason I would never pocket carry a SIG, is the slide finish. You're going to have rust issues on a SIG pocket carrying, especially the way I do and as much as I do. Also, with a lot of the Rugers, I've even seen Rugers in display cases with rust. And I asked them, how do you guys try to sell something and display something that's rusting in your case? And they're like, oh, it's literally just been sitting there. We're not sure how it's rusted. Nothing else has. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty sad. It was actually an LCP with a stainless steel slide, but the rust was all in the barrel. So I want something that's not going to rust. And that's where these two have the potential to rust, whereas everything else here will never rust on you. So this is your 9mm option. Like I said, great finish on the CZP-10M. An awesome pocket carry option for really cheap that won't break the bank. Now, if we're stepping up from there, we can go up to, like, let's talk about a 40. This is a Smith & Wesson Shield 40, right? This is a performance center. I got this for $300 used without even more than a box shot through it. This was basically someone shot it. They thought maybe it was too snappy, and they got rid of it. So this is a 40, and also it's ported. So for pocket carry, I may get the original 40 Shield because you don't want a bunch of gunk and lint and stuff falling in your barrel, getting into your internals, causing issues with your firearm. So I would avoid the ported version of these firearms for pocket carry. But if you wanted to step up, this is small enough to pocket carry. I pocket carry this version at work 55 to 60 hours per week. Whereas this, I pocket carry, on the weekends, stuff like this. But this is still chambered in 40. It's ported. But man, does this really handle recoil well. It's not going to be as little recoil as the CZP-10M. It's going to be a little step up. But once again, you have the power of that 40. And if you're using the right rounds, it's going to be an absolute beast of a pocket pistol setup. From there, let's jump up to the 357 SIG. Now this is a Shield 40. This is my work carry. And what I really like about this for pocket carry is, once again, the Smith & Wesson finish is just flawless. There will be no rust issues. There will be scratches. There will be, stuff like that, material buildup, all that. But overall, this thing is held up really well, and it's handled recoil. Now, it is a lot more expensive to train with, because 357 SIG is more expensive. It's much harder to find in bulk and so on. But all I do, run 1 or 2 boxes through each month. And then I also run 1 box of hollow points through each month. That's it. And that gets me my training. If you train the right way, you can make 1 or 2 boxes of ball ammo go a long ways. And so I can make my training with my most carried firearm during the week, which is a pocket carried at work. You can make this basically a firearm you can train with, be reliable, and not break the bank, even though it's in 357 SIG. The reason I like this for at work and stuff like that is, like I said, people are going to be wearing Carhartt jackets, bibs, overalls, 3, 4, 5 different layers, heated jackets, all sorts of stuff like that, to where it's going to be something that you need to be able to, the round needs to be able to get through. It needs to be able to penetrate. So once again, this is in 357 SIG. Sorry, my mom and my kid just walked in, so I got a little distracted. But 357 SIG, this is going to get through anything, and I carry with Civil Liberty defense rounds, very fast rounds, penetrate 3A body armor, can get through it. Once again, not the size of your average pocket pistol, but still small enough to where you can pocket carry it with the right pants, the right holster, and the right setup. And the trigger is actually really nice on this thing, so I absolutely love it, and I came down with this being my best option for all the way from summer to winter. Doesn't matter when, 357 SIG is going to get the job done. Now next up, we're going to go to 45 GAP. Now this is probably going to be the hardest to pocket carry out of all these because it is thicker. The slide is a little thicker than a Glock 26. The frame is the exact same size as the Glock 26. But in this setup, it's going to be 7 rounds of 45 GAP. 6 plus 1, so you're going to have 7 rounds of 45 GAP, which is a shortened 45 ACP, but has basically the same ballistics as 45 ACP. And it's Glock Auto Pistol. And Glock got with CCI and Spear to develop a round that would be shorter, so you can fit it in smaller frames like this. Notice the frame of the 36, the 30, the 30S, the 30SF. They're all bigger overall frames, more compact size frames. Whereas something like this is very, very small, very, very thin, very easy to conceal. I even carry this as my main carry often with the larger mag, so a 7 plus 1 setup. But in 45 GP, once again, one of those rounds that with the right ammo carrying some buffalo bore hollow points, this is going to be a great pocket carry option, but this is going to be your hardest option. So this is going to be something maybe you'd want to try ankle carrying, or just make sure you buy the right work pants or pants in general to where this can slip into your pocket, no problem. But like I said, this is going to have plenty of power. Don't worry about capacity. They say that in self-defense encounters, it's 3 shots in 3 yards in 3 seconds. So if you have 7 rounds and a backup mag, you should be good, especially up close and personal. Or if this is your backup firearm and your main firearm goes out, you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine with that. Then, my newer firearm that I just picked up is my Springfield Armory XDS in 45 ACP. So this is going to be the original 45 ACP round, not the GAP. So it's going to be what everyone knows as God's caliber and stuff. Although I'm carrying 135 grain Underwood Extreme Defender round, solid projectiles. And a winner, this is going to be an awesome setup. Now, the downside to this one is it's only 5+1. But people pocket carry revolvers all the time, and those tend to be 5 to 6 rounds on average. Whereas this, being 45 ACP, 6 rounds, or with the little bit longer mag, it's 6+1. And they also have a 7-round mag, which is really long. So 8 rounds of 45 ACP, you're going to be golden. I carry it like this, which is just 6 rounds, which sounds little, but it all depends where you're carrying. I'm not taking this to the mall or the crowded Costco or when we have to go downtown to the city. I'm not carrying just 6 rounds, trust me. But in places where I'm just going to the park, walking the dog, going to the mailbox, going in my local areas, a safe environment, safe community, this is going to be just fine. And also, I love the XDX platform, and I like how this one is a little thicker this way. It's just an overall little bit thicker grip for that 45 ACP, but it has a really good ergonomic feel to it. Now, people always talk about the best and most powerful setup for its size, right? I always talk about this being the most powerful pocket or most powerful pistol for its size, because this shield is so light, it's so small, so thin, yet it's shooting 357 SIG. If it really came down to it, if we're talking about firearms that are larger when it comes to power, yes, of course, the Glock 29 SF is going to take that in 10mm. But you cannot fit this in your pocket easily at all. Yes, you can get certain pants and stuff like that, but with a pocket holster on this thing, it is going to be a pain in the butt to pocket carry. I mean, look at it compared to the Glock 39. I mean, look at it compared to the CZ-P10M. So when I always talk about this being the most powerful round, or the most powerful firearm in its setup, it's simply because of the size of it. The size is so small, it's so thin, it's so concealable, so easy to carry in the pocket, but this thing is an absolute pocket rocket and will be able to take care of basically anything. So, unfortunately, they do not make a smaller 10mm, because if they did, I would have it, it would be on this table. I would love to see Glock make a 10mm in a setup this size. That'd be absolutely awesome. But anyways, oh yeah, those are XS Big Dot sights. Love them. Great sight setup. But yeah, those are all great pocket carry options, other than the 29, obviously. But like I said, if you're looking for that more power than your average 380, because most pocket pistols are made in 380, got a bunch of great options. You got the Shield 40, the Shield 40 converted to 357 SIG. You got the Glock 39 chambered in 45 GAP. You got the Springfield Armory XDS chambered in 45 ACP. I will be getting the Shield also chambered in 45 ACP as well, because I'd like to do that comparison head-to-head and so on. And then also for that 9mm power, you have the CZ P10M. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are some true pocket rockets. Yes, they're not true pocket pistols, but these things right here are true pistols that could fit in your pocket that have immense power, immense stopping power. And then it all comes down to your hands, how it feels in your hands, how reliable that firearm is. When you go and rent it or borrow it from a buddy to train with it, seeing if you actually like it or not. But to be honest, I like all of them on this table. If I had to rank it, I would say my favorite so far is the 357 SIG Shield. Then after that, I would have to say I love shooting my Glock 39 the most. Behind that, then I would say the CZ P10M. Then I'd go the XDS 945 ACP, and then last but not least the 40 Shield. The only reason I put this last is it's ported, so I would never pocket carry this in extreme conditions. But if it was just this without the converted barrel, it would be up there with the rest of them. They're all great firearms. You can't go wrong with any of them. They're all going to get the job done in 99.9% of situations. They all tend to be reliable, but once again, it's all about testing your firearms. It's all about running the defensive ammo that you're going to be using in them, running a box through once a month. And here's the thing. Don't show up to the range with your full sizes. Don't show up to the range with these big 9mm and then go around pocket carrying, you know, a 357 SIG. Because you're only as good as your last shots at the range. So if your last shots are with a full size, a firearm that's super easy to shoot and stuff like that, you're not going to be the best you could possibly be in that situation if you ever needed your firearm, God forbid. But train with your firearms, test them. These are some awesome, powerful pocket carry options. Let me know your thoughts on this video down below. Thanks for watching.